So we finally sat down and watched the movie 65 with good old Kylo Ren himself, Adam Driver. And this is like future technology versus the dinosaurs of Earth. So this guy played by Adam, he is this he's taken this job for a very important reason, and he is traveling across space to try to get these people in stasis to another planet. And while on the way, their ship gets hit, they're knocked off course, and they land on Earth, very Planet of the Apes style. And when he lands here, they're not from Earth, so they land on this planet 65 million years ago, hence the title. And there's dinosaurs. And so he is on the planet in a broken ship trying to survive and potentially get home. And he isn't alone in more than one way. I have to tell you that another person survives because that's so important to the story. I can't talk about this film without telling you that a little girl survives the crash. And their relationship is like the entire film.
Yeah, it is.
That is where the film is very successful, is in the relationship built between him and her.
Yeah.
The daddy-daughter, Joel, Ellie, Last of Us kind of thing that they're going for. This is something that's been done to death. But it's done well here. Where it's not done well is in the dinosaur action. That stuff is all super dull and super uninteresting to me. It's just kind of like run from dinosaurs, shoot space gun, hide, run from dinosaurs, shoot space gun, hide. There's nothing interesting about it. There's one cool shot behind like a waterfall, stuff like that. But other than that, and the special effects on the dinosaurs look good.
Yeah, they do.
They look really good. But I don't know. There's something very bland and dull about the action in this movie that I was just like, ugh. But I really liked the stuff going on between them. But half of the movie's that, and then half the movie's the dull action, and I could do without almost all of it.
Yeah, I found this movie to be really generic. I do think that their relationship is the best part, but even that to me was very
paint by numbers.
Yeah, I just was like, I mean, I care, but I also don't care. So I don't know. I guess I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more like, I don't want to say extravagant, but like crazy, I guess, like with the dinosaur stuff.
You know,
like more exciting, really.
You know what this movie needed?
What?
More survivors to be picked off.
There would have been more drama and more like bloodshed and everything, but there's just not any of that. The drama is all focused on just two characters, and it's very like intimate drama. It's very quiet.
Well, one of the big issues that the film will run into because of that limited cast is that they're not dying anytime soon.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of the tension out of every scene because you're
no
like,
stakes.
There's no way he's dying 15 minutes into this film, right? So there really isn't any stakes to what's happening, right? So that definitely hurts the film for me for sure. Even if they had 10 other people, you would also be like, well, Adam Driver's not dying, right? So that would take the tension out of his scenes in particular, always in any kind of movie like this.
Yeah.
But the other people, you're like, I don't know who's going to survive. I don't know who's not, right? So that just amplifies it. And so, I don't know, there's just no heart to this film.
Yeah.
There is very cliche, generic things. The only thing that connected me to the relationship is the performances.
Sure.
Because you have two very solid actors who work really well off of each other. They're taking very stale material that we've seen that's very redundant, and they're, giving us something with it, with their ability to act. But man, when you're stuck inside a very generic film, there's not a whole bunch you can do.
Yeah.
There's a good performance in here, but it's completely wasted in a very dull, generic film. And with a film like this, you really got to try to sell more than the gimmick of like science fiction versus Jurassic Park,
Right.
right? Star Wars versus Jurassic Park or something. It's like, okay, that's cool. You have a really cool idea. Now what do you do with it? And I just felt like it's very generic. So yeah, I don't really have much more to say about it. That's a shame because I was really looking forward to this. I heard really negative things, like it's very generic, boring, basic kind of shit. And I was like, oh, I don't know, man. I really like Adam Driver, and I think the girl's a good actress, and it's a cool concept. And maybe I'll be the odd man out because people said the same shit about like Hardcore Henry and other things, and I'm like, that movie rules.
Yeah.
So you never know until you watch it. We did.
They were right.
They were right. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. I wouldn't really recommend it, but if you're like a Dino freak and you're like super into Adam Driver and all that, and you're like, I don't care, I just want to watch a basic film, then I don't know. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's fine.
I felt like there wasn't that much variety in the dinosaurs either, which was I think maybe if that had been more varied,
sure,
like to see all different kinds of species and such.
Absolutely.
But there's only like a handful, like 4 dinosaurs.
There's also a very convenient plot point of the film, which adds this urgency to it, which I actually like fine, but for some reason, I don't know.
It kind of just, I don't know. I felt like it just was sort of pointless. Yeah. Anyway, I don't recommend this movie. I don't like it enough to recommend it.
No, me neither. I'm just saying, if you're super into dinosaurs and Adam Driver, you can throw it on at the end of the night. Somebody out there is like,
I love dinosaurs and Adam Driver.
Well, there you go. You got a match made in heaven, but unfortunately it didn't pan out. So that's that. After all this time of waiting, that's all I have to say about the damn movie. Oh, well. We talked about, last thing. We talked about watching this movie. I seriously probably brought it up at least 2 to 3 times a week. Every time we were like, oh, what should we watch tonight? I'm always like, well, there's 65. We still haven't watched it. Dude, I said that like 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah, for like months.
For months and months now. And Kaylee's just like, put it on. I can't take it anymore.
I always would say,
I know.
Let's watch it.
No, she took the initiative and she was like, I'm calling the shots here. Yeah. Put it on. And she was not taking no for an answer.
Yeah.
And that's a boss move. Boss girl over here. taking the reins for once. All right, that's it. Bye.